Hi everyone, welcome back to Ed Paris TV. Today I'm going to address a proposal, a question by a fellow named Q, also known as Eli. And he asked me, what is it that goes on in your head as a martial artist? And tell us like what a day in the life of is like. So that's a pretty loaded question. But I can tell you this. Ever since I was a little kid, I was very drawn to martial arts. So one of the first things I did was try and look around to see where I could learn. And all the way up until my 20s, I never quite felt comfortable anywhere because I noticed that the relationships and the way that the martial art was taught was not, just didn't feel natural. And then later I found out why, because it's supposed to be taught more like a family and not so much like a business. And that was when I encountered my Sifu. To this day, I call him Sifu, and it was very, very compelling to me, the example that the people in my Kung Fu family were setting. They were always talking about honesty and sincerity and directness, and how that can help you not only in the martial aspect but in everyday life. So one of the things I really like to keep in mind at all times is how people feel about you and how you can make them feel. So making people feel relaxed is the purpose of why I do what I do. As a friend, if I welcome you into my circle, I want you to be relaxed around me, and I want you to know that I have your back. So for a person to feel relaxed and to know that I have their back, and for that to mean something, you have to have some credentials. So as far as credentials go, coming up, the things that impressed me most as far as athletic achievements were gymnastics and powerlifting, swimming, and yoga. But to me, martial arts was the ultimate because it is involving survival. So all of the athletic ability is geared towards one thing and one thing only, and that's survival. So that's why martial arts to me is the ultimate athletic achievement or ability. And I was attracted to all of those other ones as well, and I did train in swimming, and as a football player I did powerlifting, and yoga is something I got into later, and it's very, very challenging, and it's very good for you, and it all goes hand in hand with martial arts. Gymnastics, I never quite got a chance to really be a part of any kind of gymnastics team, but I do mimic a lot of what they do in my weight training as well. I incorporate a lot of principles of gymnastics. But yeah, all of it is to make my friends and my family feel safe and relaxed, and to make myself feel relaxed. So one of the other things that I did to address the relaxation aspect, besides training in the Kung Fu itself, was to put myself in situations where I would have to actually put it to the test. So I became a bouncer, and I did that for 20 years, and assumed the role of a vigilante on the streets as well. So my mind is always working in terms of protection. Anytime I walk into an establishment, I'm looking at the exit, I'm looking at the entrance, I'm looking at the bathroom, I'm sizing up everybody. And one of the reasons why I trained is because I never ever wanted to walk into a room and ever feel intimidated by anyone. So that's one thing that putting it to the test and training has put me in a place now where I walk into a room and I'm not intimidated by anyone. So that's the real purpose of what this whole training thing is for me, and the responsibility to keep my friends and family safe is something I chose to do for myself and for them. So it's a responsibility I choose to assume, and so therefore I have to keep up with it. So I have to be strong, I have to be fast, I have to be disciplined, I have to be cordial, kind, direct, honest, and that's how you make people feel relaxed. So my Qigong once said, good Kung Fu begins with caring. So all of this comes from caring deeply about everybody, especially those in my immediate circle, friends and family. So that's really where my mind's at. And also what my grandmaster said when he said the whole reason why we train Kung Fu is so we can relax, so we can feel relaxed. So every step I take during the day is training. I don't care where I'm walking to or where I'm coming from. It's training, meaning even if I'm opening up the door to get through the subway, I'm timing it. I'm looking at the distance between people. I'm making sure if I can hold the door open for someone. I weave in between people, take steps, and try and be as direct and efficient from point A to point B, and opening that door and keeping it open for the next person to walk through, and then I can go through. And always being mindful of being kind, but also keeping an eye out for anybody else that might need help, regardless of what it might take to do that. I'm willing to take it on myself to be able to make everyone around me feel comfortable and safe, but especially those in my immediate circle. So I hope that helps to answer your question, Q. If there's any other questions, or if I got it wrong and I made the wrong assumption about what your question really was, because I wasn't entirely clear about what you were asking me, but I think I got the picture that you were asking, what is it that goes on in my head, what motivates me? Well, now you know what motivates me. So much so that I went through all of those things to try and be as competent and qualified to be somebody who can look after their friends and family. All right, so, all right, have a good one. And if you like it, please subscribe, comment. Any suggestions, go for it. Talk to you later on Ed Parrish TV. Peace.